World Development Report 2014. Risk and Opportunity. The international community's contribution to risk management, with Kyla Wethley, lead author, World Development Report 2014.
A key observation when you look at how people around the world manage risk is that individuals can be very good at managing shocks that are small or idiosyncratic, but really struggle when shocks become large, systemic, or sequential. And in these cases, they need to share their risk management with other groups, from households to the international community. In this video, I want to focus on the role that the international community can have in providing support to states and individuals within those states. The international community is made up of groups of people and organizations. It includes global financial institutions, global organizations for cooperation, global standard setters, global charities and other non-government organizations, the global media, and the global scientific community. As you've heard in a previous video, the international community has a critical role to play when risks exceed national capacity, such as in severe humanitarian crises or very strong natural disasters, or when risks cross national boundaries, as is the case with climate change or global financial crises. Like individuals, the international community has sometimes had a tendency to respond only after risks materialize, rather than preparing adequately in advance. One way to see this is through donor funding for natural disasters, in which we see that although funding for preparedness has increased in recent years, still the predominant share of funding is on coping responses such as emergency response and reconstruction relief. For some global risks with irreversible consequences, such as climate change, this response only after the risk has really materialized may come much, much too late. There are some very good examples of when the international community has come together to respond to a risk in a timely fashion. If you think about the Montreal Protocol banning ozone-depleting substances, the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Arms, the global effort to eradicate smallpox, and even the Millennium Development Goals, these are all examples of how the international community has come together to act on a global risk. In several of these cases, there wasn't always total agreement initially. If you think about the Montreal Protocol, originally it had only 24 signatories and then expanded to universal ratification. In this and other similar examples, a small group of countries came together initially to take a stance on an issue that they saw as particularly important, but also paid attention to the incentives to increase participation of that group over time, whether through moral suasion or concrete incentives. So, for example, the Montreal Protocol included provisions for trade sanctions against non-participating polluting countries. What we take from this in the World Development Report 2014 is that for some critical global risks that have irreversible consequences, such as climate change or losses in biodiversity, it may be practical for, rather than waiting for an all-encompassing global deal, for small groups of countries initially to come together, what we call coalitions of the willing, and then to try and increase participation over time.